Okay, for reference, here's the oil filter at the front of the Jeep, and we're gonna go up here, right here. This is the Bank 2 Sensor 1 O2 sensor. If we follow this down, right, Bank 2 1 O2 sensor, we follow this down, we're going to get right here to the other O2 sensor. And this is Bank 1 Sensor 1, I think, maybe. I'm going to link a diagram. And if we go under, there's the exhaust. So you can always follow it back up to this one. And there's our other one right there. So I'm going to go back around. And this wire is going to be to this little notch thing, little connector piece right there. And you have to disconnect it from here with a little tab here that I'm going to do during a break because I need two hands. And it feels like it pushes in right there, then you need to pull out. And then I'm going to show the new, the old, and splicing and stuff. And I have this Jeep jacked up right now, but I feel it's just to make it easier. But if you do not have ramps or jacks, then I think that if you're a skinnier person, you could get under here and do it without them. So it's definitely worth trying. Alright. Okay, this took a second to get off. Here's what the end looks like. What I did first was I took it out of there and I ended up having to spray WD-40 around it, give it a minute, and yanked it off. It was going across there. I strung it down to hang like this, and you have to press this piece, hold this piece with the other hand, and pull off. Okay, I have old sensor, new sensor. And what you're going to do is get some wire cutters and wires. This is if you did not get a fitting one. If you got the generic one, which was about $60 versus approximately $90. So when you're splicing it yourself, the one I got is a Bosch. And what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to cut this relatively close. I left some on the edge just in case I jacked something up and I needed this one to splice it back for whatever reason. Probably won't. This came off of here, and so what I did is I had this little black piece and these four spongy things. Put all these wires through here, put the spongy things in here. Then you also have this piece and these. This comes off and this comes off. What you're going to do is you're going to take a wire, you're going to unscrew this, and take a wire, put it in here, and screw it back. But before you do that, you gotta put all these wires through here. So it's sitting like that, and all these wires are going through here. Then you're gonna screw all these on here. Then you're gonna screw the other side and match the colors up to here. So a gray thing will be in between each of these wires, which make a connection. And then you'll pop this into place on that, and it'll snap right in. And then you're connected, and you can put it right back in. And I'm going to cut and go ahead and do that and show you the final product. Alright, here's what it looks like completed. Well, I'm going to pull this in here. That's the other end. And I will do that with two hands. And you want to make sure this comes with some anti-seize, that yours has some on there. You can't see it here, but it's some little compound, gray compound right in the threads of here. You don't need a lot, but you do need some so it doesn't seize up and it's easier to remove later. Alright, I have the new O2 sensor that I put in, and you're going to want to make sure it's tight. And you want to snap the two pieces back together till they click. And I have a decent amount of extra wire. You want to make sure that they're not in any moving parts around. And I wouldn't do this in the rain because the O2 sensor wires will screw up the entire thing if it gets wet. I've done it before on a different car. But yeah, start it up, make sure it works, take it for a test drive, and your engine light should go off within a couple days, I guess.